Hotel family, peace, Brother Robert, Black Media Incorporated. I got a couple questions. Do we still really want liberation? I mean, Public Enemy said it best, fear of a black planet. And we know that whites already fear of a black planet, but black man, black woman, what about you? Do you fear one? I truly believe that in a state of black America, we need to go back to teaching what Marcus Garvey taught way back in the early 1900s. He was one of our greatest leaders who ever lived. I believe he was the greatest. He had a great plan for our liberation. When he came up with his plan, of course, he studied what Booker T. Washington wrote in Up From Slavery. But his intention was never to live or stay in the United States of America. But by the time he got here, Booker T. Washington had died. And he actually wanted to adopt those principles and take them back to Jamaica and build a Tuskegee actually back in Jamaica. But he stayed to help his people here in America. Now, Garvey, of course, believed in black-owned everything. He said, be black, buy black, and sell black. He was a man who refused money from white millionaires because he said that this is a black man's movement. Have a lot of respect for Marcus Garvey teachings. And if we get back to those teachings, Black America, I believe that we can go a step farther than where we're at. If we don't, we'll continue to be in the state of a beggar or either in the state of someone who just don't have no direction because we don't know where we're going. We don't even have a national plan for ourselves. And that's a shame as people of color. We are smart, we're intelligent. We have skills, we have gifts from God inside of all of us, and we should be a lot further than where we are today. Most black people think that they're doing good because they drive a they live in a $200,000 house and they drive a $50,000 SUV. But we are still not in ownership or control of anything. We need to learn how to pool our resources together and start controlling our own destiny. If we don't do that, y'all, listen, we are going to be in some absolute trouble. Now, this past January marked the 300-year curse of Willie Lynch. But what was very interesting about his curse was this. He said that this foolproof method will control the slaves from 300 up to 1,000 years. Now, we have just reached the pinnacle of the 300-year pinnacle of that curse/prophecy. Now, Black America, my question to you is, are we ready for another 700 years of it? Now, what we need to be doing to solve our problem, because I don't believe in black leadership anymore. We don't have any more black leadership in Jacksonville. Our black leaders, I mean, I dialogued with a guy from Atlanta about 10 years ago, and you know what he told me was very shocking. He said, Ron, I wouldn't dare live in Jacksonville, Florida. And I said, why? And he replied that because y'all black leadership won't even stand up for y'all. Now, when he said that, here's a guy that don't even live here, and he recognized one of our biggest problems. And most of our black leaders have taken hush money. They're taking money just to keep quiet, to control us, not to let us know where our tax dollars are going. And this is why we need to come up with our own leadership in our own communities. We need to be holding group meetings, talking about group economics and group pluralism. If your pastor won't do it in this church, listen, lead that church. And if you don't want to leave it, hey, stay there and let him know this is what he needs to be talking about. We have a problem in the United States as black people, and it's called money. We don't need money in heaven. We need money to live on earth. We're getting older now. We're seeing ourselves in this system of integration. We almost have disappeared. Black leadership has disappeared in the integration process. And you don't even see revolutionary brothers and sisters rising up anymore talking about these problems unless they're up north somewhere. They still hold meetings and small meetings and group meetings up north talking about these things, coming together, trying to do something about it. But until we adopt the principle of Marcus Messiah Garvey and begin to re-educate our minds about black nationalism and black Pan-Africanism, listen, man, it'll stay the same. As long as we keep taking our money out of our neighborhood, going and spending it in all white businesses, guess what? It's going to stay the same. Our kids, our grandkids will grow up as beggars, begging whites for jobs. We'll never produce and grow our own black businesses that we have into mid-sized businesses and to larger corporations so we can own them our own. We got a problem, black folks. We'll never heal from slavery. I've always said that. I've been off YouTube for quite some time. But somebody emailed me and told me to continue with my videos because they were very interested in it. We need to be talking about our own black problems, our own black suffering. We have no radio station here in Jacksonville, Florida, to be talking about these problems. So what we got to do, we got to create social media as much as we can, Wherever you at, start it on your own Facebook, start it on your own YouTube channel, start it wherever you at, so we can raise these questions and so we can get black folks' attention to show up to some of these meetings that we need to have and discuss, because I'm telling you, we are in dire straits. We are in a situation where Dr. Claude Anderson prophesied this about 25 years ago. He said by the year 2012, blacks in America will become a permanent underclass, and we are underclass. We have been here outside of slavery almost 150 years and still only own 1 1/2% of the nation's wealth. That's a tragedy. Now I could take you into places. I drive a truck for a living. I can take you into places in Live Oak, Florida, Suwannee County, in a lot of rural areas, and I can show you what the Mexicans has done within a 10-year period. I seen them popping up on the farms about 13, 15 years ago. And they have a plan. They coming over here with a plan. And that plan is to replace us and to supplant us. These people are not playing with us economically. And if we don't do something about it, guess what? One of our children, our grandchildren, will be begging the Mexicans for a job. Now, they've only been here not as long as we have, other ethnic groups. And we got to stop complaining about how the government give loans to these people, but they won't give them to us. Okay, if that's the case, black folks, what we need to do is we need to hold meetings, come together, see how we can raise the money for our black entrepreneurs who want to go into business and start their business and support these black businesses. Okay, we don't need the government's money. We got $1.1 trillion in buying power. That's what the financial experts said at the beginning of the year. 1.1 trillion. Let's cut it in half to 500 billion. If 500 billion stayed on the south, in the north, and 500 billion stayed in the north, guess what? We'll still have it going on. But not even a very small percentage of that money stays in our pockets and stays in our banks, because we don't have banks. We don't own and control the facilities that we need to be able to control the rest of the destiny concerning our lives. So we need to build those businesses. We need to do something fast, and we got to learn how to come up with an action plan. That's what Malcolm X said years ago. He said we need an action plan. Okay, we're tired of them holding a Black Caucus meeting every year, and they discuss it, and everybody discuss the problem. But where is the planning? Where is the action plan? Okay, we can come together. We can start a base company somewhere in Jacksonville, and I don't care if it's just buying 5 acres of land or buying 10, 20 acres of land. I don't care where the base project is at. And if we begin to donate $5 a month, $10 a month, it doesn't matter. Whatever you can give to support this base business program for a black district only, not for whites. This is a black man's movement, like Marcus Garvey said. Keep it black. If we do that and watch the success of that program begin to grow, and we set up jobs in our own community and begin to hire our own children, and then once that first project is completed, then we start on the second project. It's very simple to start an economy. That's why I don't understand some of our black mega preachers who got 8, 10,000, 20,000 members, and my God, you can't even start an economy with that many people up under your control. Come on, man, we're smarter than that. We're smarter than that. You mean to tell me you got that many people giving tithes and offering each Sunday morning, and you cannot start an economy with that many people, or economies plural with that many people? Listen, we got ministers who are great ministers. I'm not here to dog out the pastors, but I'm here to let you know they are not great leaders economically. When you got that many people, you ought to have about 20 to 50 businesses at the most birthed out of that one church. It's simple, it's easy. But if we don't look at it in a different perspective, I'm talking about the church. We always just go every Sunday, pay your tithes and offering, just come back home as a beggar, as a person who's not progressing anywhere. I mean, my God, we've always had the scripture, always been spiritual people, but in America, we've been stripped of our economy. When we integrated, when we segregated, we had a black thriving economy. The black dollar was circulating in the black community. And that was the power. That was the pinnacle of our success back in the 60s. And if we had that today, can you imagine part of that $1.1 trillion just circulating in the black community? All of our black businesses can't do nothing but grow. They can't do nothing but progress, okay, instead of regress. So black folks, let's get it together. We got to come together. This year is the year. This year is the year. We don't need the curse of Winter Lynch following us for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. We need to cut this mess out. Get rid of our differences. Marcus Garvey once said, we are people who are cursed with many differences because of what they taught us in slavery. You know, they taught us division on the line of color, race, age, religion, and we still carry that sickness with us today. We can't even come together as a church. The only time we can come together is raise money for somebody else's church and pastor's anniversary. It's a shame. Cut it out. Cut it out, ministers. Cut it out, churches all over Jacksonville, Florida. Come together. Stop thinking about yourself, your church, and think about us as a people, as a race first. You put your people first before you put your religion or your or anything else. As a preacher, Moses was not even an integrationist, if you believe in the Bible. He didn't even believe in integration. When he saw the Egyptian smiting his brother, he went to help him and deliver his brother from that. Then he sided with his own people. And that's what you need to do, black man, black woman. Side with your own people. And then we can start seeing some progress and some growth in our black community. I'm Ron Washington with Black Media Incorporated, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace out, and there's more to come. Thank you.